Okay, I'm going to take this video just really slow, and I'm going to try and keep the pattern simple for everybody and go step by step through this. You can just, fast forward the video, pull it over if you don't want to watch every dot. But all I did so far was mark my center, and my background is painted in this deep purple. I'm using all apple barrel paint because it's cheap. I've got turquoise, lavender, sachet, white, and apricot. Now, in my dotting tools, my videos will get better. I ordered some dotting tools that are numbered so it'll be easier. But right now I have 4 dowel rods I use in different sizes, and they're not super big. This is like the biggest one that I have. And then I've got these 3 dotting tools that I used to use for polymer clay all the time. So I'll try and show you which size I'm using. And that we're going to start out with, I guess, the orange. I make my patterns up as I go, so hopefully it won't be too confusing. And I'm going to use the second to the largest dowel rod for my center dot, and I'm going to do it in orange or apricot. Just place and pull up straight, and then it won't drag out to the sides. Now I'm going to use white, and I'm going to make 8 dots around that orange. And I'm going to use my largest dotting tool. Now I find this easier just to go like top to bottom, side to side, and then put dots in between them. So that's what I'm going to do, and then I'll show you. Now really take your time with these if you're new. I still mess them up from time to time, but I've been doing it like hours a day for months now. Okay. Now I'm going to still use that same dotting tool, and I'm going to use this lavender color. And I'm just going to put a dot in between those white dots. This is what we have so far. And I'm just going to put it right in like the creases all the way around. Okay. Now I'm going to use the smallest dowel rod I have, which I don't know if that's easy to see. And I'm going to use this, the orange color again. I got it right here. And I'm going to put an orange dot in between the purples. I try and get them as close as I can without them touching. Okay. And now I'm going to use this littler size dotting tool. Not the tiniest, but it's close. And I'm going to put an orange dot in between those orange dots I just did because there's space there. So out from the purple, but right in between the other orange dots. Okay, so now we have that. Now I'm going to add that turquoisey color. And I'm going to use this next size up dowel rod. So this is my smallest here. And this is my next size up. I'm going to use that one. And I'm going to make a circle out from this, let's see, I guess from this little one. But I'm going to make it far enough out that I can dot around it. So I'm going to put it out a little ways. Yeah, maybe that's too close. I'll just dot around the outer edge. It'll still be pretty. Okay. And so this is what we have now. Now I'm going to use the white. Excuse me. And I'm going to use the smaller dotting tool that I used before. And I'm going to just walk the dots around there. Now, for me, I find it easier if I go one direction at a time. So I'm going to go around just this side, and then I'm going, after I get all the way around the circle, I'm going to go the other direction. I just find it easier to do that. And you want to try and get it right at the center, and then just keep dotting down, and I'll make them progressively smaller. And it doesn't matter if you have the exact amount of dots on each row. People aren't really going to notice. Like, I've got, maybe I do have them all. No, 1, 2. I got 6 dots on this one, and I only have 5 on these. But when you're looking at the overall pattern, you're not going to notice that. So now I'm going to do the other side. And it's easier if I look from this angle, and I tend to do it from the top on the one way and from the bottom on the other when I go the other direction. Okay. And that's what we have so far. Now I think I want another little bit darker purple on here, but I don't want it as dark as the background, so I'm going to take the background color and just add a little bit of white. Might be too much white. Oh, we'll see. It's not bad. Okay. Now I'm going to put some filler dots in between, just right in between each of those, with my biggest dotting tool, not the dowel rod, the actual dotting tool. And I'm just going to put it like right into that crease, all the way around with that purple paint I just mixed. Now, if your spacing's better than mine is, which, believe me, it's not hard to do for you, but you see how, like this one here, this space down there, if I had enough room on all of them, I'd put another little tiny dot there. But some of them are closer together, like this one over here. There's not much room, so I'm just going to leave those purple dots that way. And then I'm going to do, with my smallest dowel rod, I'm going to incorporate the orange again, and I'm just going to put a dot outside of those purple ones we just did. All the way around. Okay, then I'm going to use that lighter purple, and I think the very lightest purple, and I'm going to use the largest dowel rod I have, and I'm going to put a dot right in between these orange dots going around. Now, when you dip these, your paint's gonna, see how it kind of hangs there? That's the way you want it. And then when you place it down here, you just want to tap so that it makes a circle and pull straight up. You don't want to push real hard, because when you push real hard, it spreads the paint out more. And then a lot of times you don't have full coverage, and then you have to redot on top of it if you do that. And sometimes I angle my dowel rod, and I'm not pushing down exactly evenly. And if you gotta redip it and redot on top of it to get a circle because it's a little bit lopsided, that's fine. You could do that. I do that a lot, actually. Okay, and that's what we're looking like. Now I think I'm going to walk some dots again, and I think maybe I'll do it with the orange so I can connect to these other orange dots. So I'm going to use my biggest dotting tool, and I'm going to put an orange dot in the center above these purples, and then I'm going to walk my dots down. The paint's not mixed very well. And I'm going to do down the one side and then down the other, because that's what I like to do. You could do both sides at one time if you like. I just find it easier to do it this way. And sometimes with this apple barrel paint, because it's really cheap and it's not that high of a quality, you got to redot over to the top of them because they're kind of translucent at times. They don't cover very well. But I'm new too, and I'm practicing, and I'd rather practice on cheap paint. And I use just cardboard to paint on right now. I've got a whole bunch of canvases I bought in that, but I'm still not super competent to use them yet. I have painted on a couple, but kind of saving them because I don't want to waste them. But I've got all these little cardboardy things I've painted on, because I paint at least 2 or 3 of these a day for practice. Now I'm going to go and do the other side. Okay. Not happy so much with that orange because it's kind of transparent. But this is what we have so far. You can see like the purple through there. So a lot of times I'll go in there and just dot on top of it again to make that look better. Now I'm gonna go around, I think, with my turquoise too, because I like to use the colors 2 or 3 times throughout the painting so it pulls them in better. So I'm just gonna go down to the orange main dot. Now, as you're sitting with your paint, mine tends to get really sticky if I take too long, like I've been at this a while. And a lot of times I got to add more paint, because if I don't, it will string. And I don't know if you can see that it's doing that or not. Let's see. I don't know if I can dot with it like this, but I don't know if you can even see that. But it gets really stringy. And if you just add a little bit more paint and mix it in there, a lot of times that'll fix that. Or if you just even mix it, sometimes it makes it a little bit better. That's why I try not to put my colors in my palette until I need them. So like, that's why I did each color at a time as I incorporated it into the design, and I just didn't put all the colors in the palette at one time, because the lesser amount of time it's in the palette, the more likely it won't do that to you. Okay, now I'm going to go and do the other side, the way back. All right. And that's where we're at now. And I think I'm going to put some white dots in between, in the turquoise, in the corners, like here and here and here. And I'm using my smallest dot rod. I'm going to do that just to brighten it up a little bit on the edges here. Okay. And now I think I'm going to lock the dots on those too with white all the way around. And then I'm going to call it for the image. And I'm going to work on my top dots. Now this is my largest dot rod again, because as you get out closer to the edges, you need to go a little bit bigger. Otherwise, when you're carrying these dots around, they just don't make it there. You run out of paint and have to re-dip. So just try and find like your center point. Like out this direction, and then I'll fill in both directions that way. And then the dots will go down in size as it's going. And I'm just carrying them down to that dot. See how I got these dots placed around? I'm going to go in the center of these turquoise, and I'm going to put a top dot up, well, not a top dot, but a dot on top there, and then I'm going to taper it down to this dot, and I'm going to do that all the way around, and then I'm going to go the other direction. So in the middle, and taper down to that other dot, and it makes it more pointy, like when you go the further out from there. Okay, and now I'm going to go the other direction. Now, you can either tap on that first dot again, like this, and then walk it. Or sometimes I'll just tap right on my palette over here, and then walk it. Because if you don't, that second dot is going to be a little bit bigger, because you're tapering down one less time. So you can either just tap right back on that dot like this and make that a little bit bigger and taper down. Or you could tap on your palette and then taper down. Whichever's easiest for you. Okay. Now this is going to be it for the pattern. I'm going to put top dots on it, but I'm going to pause the video and go use a blow dryer on this and dry it a little bit. So I'll be right back. Okay. Now you don't have to blow dry it. You could just let it sit there and dry and come back. But I like to blow dry it because then my paints don't dry out so much and I don't waste any. But you have to be really careful, because if you put really large amounts of paint, like your dots are really wet, you could blow them across and just ruin it. And if you do that, just take a wet Q-tip and you could like wipe it up. And that, if you do it pretty quickly. Now I like to do light dots on dark dots and dark dots on light dots. It's just what I like. I don't know why. So I'm going to lighten up some of these colors, and I'm going to darken up some of these colors. And these aren't completely dry, but it's close, so if it messes up a little, I'm sorry. I'm going to put this dark purple background color back in there. And I'm going to use those on the light purple. And you just got to judge. Like, I'll use the small dowel rods on this because I want it to fill in a little bit more. So I'm going to put this dark purple and the light purple. And then you can go in again after and put another dot on that if you like. Or just leave it. It's up to you. Okay. And now I'm going to put the turquoise color on top of the white dots on the outside ring. And I'm going to use like this not the largest dotting tool, but the next size down. And put those in there. I really love top dotting because it really brings it to life. Makes it more three-dimensional. Now for these turquoise ones in the middle, I'm going to mix a little white in with my turquoise, and then I'm going to dot with that. So they're a little bit lighter. Some people use a toothpick when they mix their paints like this, but for me it just doesn't seem to mix very well. So I got this, came with my palettes. It was really cheap at Walmart, like $1 for 3 palettes and this plastic stir stick thing. And I'm going to use the largest dotting tool, and I'm going to put that lighter turquoise color on the darker turquoise color. This is what we're at so far. And now I'm going to lighten up my orange, and I'm going to do the same thing, the same size dotting tool. And you know, I'm just going to take some white from here, I think, and mix it, so I don't waste so much paint. Okay. And I just get paint all over my hand. And I did it again. Okay. Largest, now maybe I'll go, well, I'm going to use the largest one on the center dot. I'm going to go one size down, I think, for the other orange dots. So, size. And then on these outer ones, like that. And I'm going to call that done. Now, you know, I get paint all over my hands like this, and I have a tendency to touch, like, I don't know if you can see it. See how I get it over here? And then I just go in and I paint with that color over the top and cover that up. But that's it. I hope you like it. If you guys like these where it's real time with instructions rather than so much typing and sped up, let me know and I'll make more of these. But have a good day and happy dotting. Bye.